let's talk about the charge. And I wanted to start by saying that control much?
Can't help it.
There's nothing, as a team leader, I'm always thinking about what else can I do to push you guys to get in production and to take our team to the next level, or to come up with certain things that really will affect your profitability and production, everything else. And sometimes I feel like I have that drive of like doing it, for you, or just going ahead on my own and do things. So you just can't. So my job as a team leader, I think I finally figured out, is to really inspire you and motivate you and give you the right tools that you can actually take on your own, and you can actually set your mind to whatever it is that you want to become and be. I can't do it for you. Nobody can except yourselves. And so in my journey of finding those tools for you, I like to read, and I like to read things that motivate us and motivate myself to become a better person. And so when I do find something like this, I'd like to share it with you. And I hope that you'll take this and apply it to your life, your profession, and your career, and as we did. And it's interesting because every time I find a book that I really like, I like to share with someone that I'm close to, so I could be, talking about it and get more excited about. The first time I came across a book like this was Fierce Conversations. And it still stays with me, and I'm a big proponent of that book, only because it just changed the way I have conversations with you, with my friends, with my partners in life, with anyone. And again, it's another book that I believe in. So, The Charge by Brendon Burchard is right here in front of you. It's a great book. Wanted to introduce Diana because Diana introduced me to this book a few months ago, right? It was back in November.
June, yeah, December.
December, because we were, as you will tell us what happened. But it was a phone conversation that we typically have our Friday morning conversations during a show called Diana Recently. And this one actually was an interesting and serious conversation. And she was talking about this book. She's actually talking about something, a concept from the book. And her energy was so high and so dynamic, and I was like, what's got into you? What are you been taking? And she's like, well, I'm reading this book, The Charge, and this is what we're talking about. So I got intrigued. A few words about Diana. Diana has been in the business for 12 years in real estate business. Before that was 9 years in headhunting business as an executive. Got into real estate, went with Coldwell Banker for a few years, and then switched to Keller Williams 3 years ago? Yeah. Just right before I came here, right? Perfect. And she's now with the Hollywood Hills office, double gold, mega agent, top 3 in the office, mother of 3, divorced. And
say that nice and loud. Divorced.
Right, divorced, single mom, and I guess. So, and I always look at Diana and I think of her, and the reason I'm friends with her is because I'm always inspired by what she does, and she makes it look so easy. It's how you find those people in life where they get complicated and everything is drama. Not with her. Everything is easy, even though it's not, because I know her life behind that. So tell me how you came across this book.
Well, I feel that he's been so underrated or just not publicized enough. Brendon is he's a high performance coach. And I found him because I was in a funk. I had a phenomenal real estate year last year, as we all do when we're doing so great and on that good clip. What didn't we do? We didn't prospect enough. So guess what happened in November and December? It's like, oh my God, I'm so slow. I'm dying. I'm used to being so busy. So I felt like even though I was doing all my systems in place that we all have, they just weren't working. I was having my listing appointments. I wasn't getting them. I'm thinking, what is that, moon a certain way? No, I just lost my oomph. So I started reading, I was reading Forbes one day, and Brendon Burchard is a high performance coach for the Fortune 500 CEOs. And there was an advertisement of someone complimenting him, one of the CEOs complimenting him, saying that they brought him out of his funk. And have you ever been doing so well and then your systems don't seem to work anymore? Well, it's not that your systems don't work. It's you lost your
enthusiasm,
your chutzpah, that thing that gets you going, that, someone will go, I have no idea what you're saying, but I'll buy it, You lost that. And so that's where I came across, and I thought, all right, I'm going to order this book and let's see. I had no idea it was going to be the impact that it made on my life. And basically, it's taking care of yourself. Not a single thing does it have to do with real estate. But if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't activate everything that you need to, and if your life isn't moving great, your family's not going to move great, you're not going to move great, your health isn't going to be great, all these things will start to deteriorate. The minute I started working and doing different things, my business, all of a sudden I became busy. All of a sudden I got all my listing appointments saying yes. Everything was just moving so good. So it definitely has an impact on yourself.
So what does being charged mean?
It's activating that uncomfortable power within you. Everybody has it. No one's better than, we're all the same. You're not better than me, I'm not better than you. But we all have the same drives, we're all human, but you have to recognize what makes you uncomfortable, and you have to do that, and do that every day.
Well, Brendon was saying that, when you look at successful people and what they do and how they think, which is always fascinating to find out what it is that a successful person does on a regular basis, how they think. And then he was saying that successful people, you're not born successful. You're just activating the things that you have within you, the power within you, and then apply and amplify them. That's what they do. But they do stick to a routine, habits, competence. They always amplify their competence. They care for themselves, and we'll talk about this in a little bit. But the other thing that I thought it would be worth mentioning is another thing that I like about you, for instance, is the fact that you never get stuck. It's a quality that I don't know many people have it, but whenever I think about, I see a circumstance when I'm potentially getting stuck in a situation, or I always think, what would Diana do? So I can never. You have a very good ability of being stuck. How do you not get stuck?
I am a habitual planner.
Planner. So you plan. You do
plan A, B, and then C in case A and B don't work. There always has to be an angle. So you can apply this to your life. You can apply this, I'll apply it basically, picking up my children, making sure that if something was to happen, who's my backup call? And if that person can't work, then what am I going to do? I always have a plan. Apply it to my real estate. Okay, how am I going to get into that listing appointment? Okay, if there's other people there, I anticipate scenarios that could happen that half the time happen, half the time don't. I always anticipate, all right, I'm going to walk in, there's going to be 2 other agents there. What am I going to do? What am I going to say better? How am I going to keep my nerves down? Okay, that scenario. What if I'm one-on-one and he's just going to look at me the whole time like this? Right. Then what am I going to do? I'm always anticipating what somebody else is going to do before it happens.
Back in November, you're in a funk, and then you decided that this is a great book, and then you started setting some goals. What was the first goal you set?
First of all, the book talks about long-term. It's about changing within you. But then it says if you set these 60-day goals for yourself, that will give you the initial charge that you need to get pumped up. Because we can all, just like a New Year's resolution, put something into place, and by February, we're all doing our old habits. So the 60 days gets you charged immediately. So it advises you to do a goal and then a stretch goal. You always want to do a stretch goal, because once you list a stretch goal, it puts it in your mind, and you will usually obtain it 80% of the time.
So the goal cannot be something that you've done already, something that you'll stretch
Correct.
a little bit further to see what you'll...
Correct.
Okay. And it's an observable goal, because you can actually look at it and say,
it's observable, it's time-bound, you must plan for it.
Perfect.
The book
So
also provides you suggestions on how to plan and set your goals into place. So my 60 days was to do 6 listings, and my stretch goal was 6 listings in 60 days. My goal was 3. I reached my stretch in 55 days. I don't think I've ever done that so quickly without having anything in the pipeline. And the only reason why is because I planned for it. Every day I became conscious for it. What am I going to do today? All of a sudden my conversations came from, so how are you? Calling back the other person, finding out, do they have anything? Do they know anybody? Got to lead that way. Talking to somebody on, I had a referral. Somebody came in, try this. It was just tapping it to a different level. It's bringing your awareness constantly. When you set a goal for yourself, you're always, as we know, reaching it, going after it. In 60 days, there was at one point, I had 3 listings, down 30 days, And I thought, how am I going to get 3 more? It wasn't, oh my God, I achieved it. It was, how am I going to get 3 more? I forgot about my regular goal. It was all about the stretch.
So basically, all the distractions became inexistent because your goal is this.
Correct.
So most of the time, it's the distractions that really take over our time.
And it became very time bound
Right.
because I don't have the luxury of saying, oh, I'll do that after 5 o'clock on my nights with the kids. I'm done at 5, I'm pretty much done until after dinner, and then it's whatever I can do. So I'm really, really focused.
Well, we did our challenge, fitness challenge together back in
thing.
December, which was between Thanksgiving and Christmas. We decided to run 50 miles each within that time. And we were absolutely obsessed with this because we didn't want to gain weight during the holidays. It was the first time in the holidays that I actually lost weight, not gained weight. But that was time bound. It was measurable because we were checking with each other. And then after that, again, we got into the funk. And then now we're doing another challenge for the memory. It's always about how can you find somebody else to really hold you accountable and share this with. You mentioned something about consciousness, and I always thought, and I've been telling you guys and agents in general in coaching, that you got to have a clear goal, have clarity of what happens with your business, with your life, clarity. And Brendon actually opened up my mind and says it's not clarity that actually defines that, it's your consciousness. It's being conscious about it all the time. And I found myself to be very in congruence with that because it is the consciousness. Once you inhibit a goal, something I really want, like this, for instance, the 6 listings, all you have to do is just breathe and think about it. It becomes part of who you are. And you said something very significant. You said what is charged is actually writing a business plan for your life, right?
Yeah, we all take time in the beginning of the year. Okay, we're going to lose weight. We're going to this is our business plan. What about your life? You got to make a business plan for your life. That's what the charge is. The charge is saying, okay, look at every aspect of your life, and each should have a section. Yeah, is it going to take time? But okay, everything takes time. Write it out exactly what you're going to do, and then list the steps. Get so specific with yourself. Nobody's going to read it but you. So you'll uncover more things about yourself than you normally wouldn't. I mean, there were a few times I was writing that I thought, I hope nobody sees this.
Right.
Because it's just, you really are honing in on yourself, and it is amazing. I truly feel like I have more time in my day than I did when I first started. And we all know that that's not the case. Every area between my children, my work, my fitness has all gone into a completely amplified level.
Well, talk to me a little bit about, you told me what your schedule typically is. Why do you have so much more time? Like on a typical day, you wake up and then what?
I get up earlier now. Now I get up earlier. I set a date I hired a trainer because if I go and see someone and I pay the person, I'm going to show up. So that's what I did. I knew that was my downfall.
To interrupt you, you hired a trainer that was also not just a trainer, you wanted to actually get to a next level of fitness. And then you chose someone that you knew it was going to be a push for you, right?
Thanks for pointing that all out.
Right. Why not? You're here. You accepted this. So what did you do? You got Tina?
Well, all right, so we all have trainers. I wanted to go to a bodybuilding trainer. I don't want to be in a physique competition, but I want to train like I'm in a competition. Why? Because it holds myself that much more accountable. It's holding yourself accountable to a different level. So I sought out what federation, what does someone need for that credential, not just mailing in their receipts, but actually doing a show. I then found that person and then tracked her down to LA. I then said, okay, how can I get more time into my day? Well, if I live in Studio City. If I'm coming to Sunset, I don't like traffic. There's no traffic at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I'll set my appointment at 6:30. I leave my house at 6. I'm training at the gym. I pack everything up. I shower there, get ready just like I did this morning, and I'm off to work right after. And then I even get ready faster when I'm at the gym because it's a public place. It's like all of a sudden you get ready real fast. But it's changed my life in that respect. Then I get to the office and
You get the parking spot?
And I'm front row parking. Everything's easier now too. I don't wait. I have front row parking. I don't hit traffic. It's wonderful. I don't have the stress that probably half of you have just from trying to get to work.
And your day is over at what time?
Days with the kids, 4:30. Days without the kids, 8.
Yeah, there you go. So let's talk a little bit about the competence and how, because this actually kind of gives me back to how you were specific in who you wanted to pick as your trainer. You actually found, you know, the body type that you want and everything. But the same applies in your business, right? So when you being charged means being more engaged, more energetic, more enthusiastic, bold enthusiastic, he's saying. So you mentioned to me yesterday how you are more listening differently now.
Correct.
With in your listing appointments, your conversations, and your competence levels grown,
Correct.
right? Simplified.
Part of my connection with people, and I wanted to be different from what I was before, was I vowed to say, okay, I vowed my own individually, and then I said, you're very unique, you're very unique. And I started to understand the uniqueness of others, and it gave me a whole level of appreciation for people. So instead of saying, we've all come out of a conversation when we first met someone and say, wow, we really like that person's great. And then you get to know them and you're like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. I don't look at that anymore. I remove all judgment, and I can truly appreciate that person for who they are and, you know, what they're doing. It's just a different level. Your hearing will be different. You become more aware. You also become very sympathetic to people's situation too.
So caring is not necessarily, this is, by the way, there are two types of drives. And when we talk about drive, there are two types of drives. There's baseline drives, and then there is the forward drives. And if you notice, we kind of been talking, there's a theme in, you know, control, competence, conscience, challenging, because those are all drives that he divided them. The first 5 drives are the baseline, which are things that are innately we deal with. They're there, and they're like control.
They're your control, your competence, your congruence, your caring, and your connection. These are all people drives. That's within you. Whether you like it or not, you have those.
Automatic desires, that's what they call them. And then there's the forward drives, which my layman terms are the ones that really make you a better person, from good to great, make you more forward.
You have it, we all have it. But the charge just activates it. So that is your drive for change. We've all heard people say, I don't like change. You have to like change. Every day is different than the next. So don't look at it like, oh, it's going to upset my life. Embrace it different. Change the way you look at it. We wake up, we say it's a great day, it's a new day. Thank God yesterday's over. That's change. So instead of saying, I don't like change, view it differently. And this is a skill you will have to continually develop, but it's well worth it. It will also bring out your drive for challenge. You have to set a challenge for yourself. Like with myself, I hired a bodybuilding coach. Oh my God, what was I thinking? But at 6:30 in the morning when I'm lifting weights, and the energy I get for the day is tremendous. And I'm a nicer person. I can care better. I accept what I have to do easier, and I get more listings from it. Why? Because I'm more efficient at work.
Successful people do seek challenges. They don't avoid them, they seek them all the time. If I've done this so far, if I can run 13 miles, I can run 20. And it's true. That's what you want. You have to be passionate about it. Successful people do connect very well. That's what they do all the time. They communicate, but they connect. By the way, there's a new book that I just found yesterday. John Maxwell just published it. It's called Communicating and Connect versus Connecting. And as you mentioned, with a connection, imagine having a conversation that you're so interested in, you're so energetic about it, enthusiastic about it, and going to a listing appointment, you have that coming out of you, the connection that you make with the seller or with the open house guest that walk in, with anyone that you actually come interaction with. Your drive is different. It's amplified.
As Carrie White says, wherever you are, be there.
Be there. That's the one.
I love that. And I saved your post because I think it's great. Yeah,
it's being present. It's present. Yeah. Present means so much. So we talked about, so the forward drives are challenge.
Change, challenge, creative expression. That's another thing. Always, that's thinking out of the box. Do something different. You know, we all spend so much time, especially in real estate. You know, we have Tom Ferry, we have this, we have systems, we have go to this and you will get this. It all works. Trust me, it all works. But why does it work for you and it doesn't work for you? Well, because it's how we internalize it and what we do different. Creative expression takes what you learn, takes what I'm saying, and you might get something different from the book. But I guarantee you'll get that that, you know, I
Right.
don't even know how to say it. It's that.
It's
you
that.
It's that. It's that. You get that.
Well, we actually recognize this sometimes when we're spending time on Saturday, when it's the charge in us. Sometimes when there's certain actions that we made and we recognize them, it's like the charge. You know,
Yeah.
it's because you're feeling charged. It's, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm so ahead of people, and I'm like, why aren't you now with me? And it's that charge in it. Well, I wanted to. Is there anything else that we missed or we covered?
One of the most important things is that I got from this is to make sure that I journal. Journaling, I dislike journaling. I don't like writing, so I do it on my laptop electronically. And I daily track my moods for 30 days because you will go up and down. Identify, if you can do that, free flow on your laptop, it's amazing what you will uncover about yourself, your feelings, your thoughts, and it helps to propel you for the next day.
One of the exercises that Brendon gave to one of the clients that he was coaching was to really sit down and every Friday morning write down in that journey some of the accomplishments or successes that she has gone through because she felt like she was so depressed, so inefficient and unsuccessful. And he said, well, so what's your existence like? What do you want to leave behind you? What is it that you feel like you're living? You're inspiring people. So she wasn't feeling that way. So she created, what was her name? Susan, I think, was creating this journal every Friday morning for everything that was happening to her during the week. You know, all the things that she was thankful for and grateful and that she accomplished. Look at Diana Kokoska and Bold. Bold is all about that. Diana kept a journal of what she was doing, and she created a program as Chris was going to. It's funny how this kind of correlates with Bold. The point for us, unless we have something else do we have anything else? I kind of wanted to conclude, summarize. The point here is not to really, we don't really gain anything by promoting this book or anything. It's just, it's an amazing, amazing book. It's you can take things to a different level. And I guarantee you that if you apply at least one or two of these charges or drives into your life, as we did and we applied, and we're still doing it right now, it's going to affect you. The way you think, the way you behave, the success you're going to have. It's all about getting, and Bold is part of that. So imagine doing Bold and reading this book at the same time. I mean, I can't think of another better way of doing this together. So
it really is a phenomenal book. And like Cristian and I said, actually we do get something from this. We get that feeling to express to you, to say, this is an awesome book. You know, I wish that I didn't just find it in Forbes. I wish that it was out there because it really needs to be. You know, I learned, the biggest thing I learned from this book is you have one life. This is it. Yeah. No practice run. You don't get to come back and do it again and rewind. This is it. So why not? Why not? Why not me?
Why not me and why not now?
Yeah.
Why do we wait? It has to be now. That's the thing. It can't wait anymore. And we keep hearing ourselves saying like, well, I haven't had a productive day. I'll just do it tomorrow. No. The day, unless you close your eyes and you close the day, you can still have time to do something, whether it's caring or contributing to someone's life or making that call or writing that note or sending that email to someone that's going to impact. Always think about who else can I impact, what else can I do, how can I get better at who I am, what I want to become, just something that's going to have that significance, that presence, and how can you serve others better. So that was the point of our dialogue here, and thank you so much for coming.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. Thank you for listening to me preach about the chart.